Alrighty, with the announcement of Elder Holland about to bite the big one, I'm sure Mormons are going to be going, hey, wait a minute, Travis has been talking about this eclipse over in Jerusalem. Yes, I have been talking about an eclipse. Lunar eclipses correspond with the deaths of apostles. There is no lunar eclipse corresponding with Holland. He's a nobody. And so he gets nothing. There is a penumbral lunar eclipse on 4th of July weekend, 4th and 5th. No, solar eclipses are for kings, governments, and so yes, the church itself. And so don't fall for any Mormon thinking, oh, these are the signs of the times. No. Holland is a nobody. The eclipse, the solar eclipse, this Father's Day weekend, is what's called annular. If I've been mistakenly saying total, oops, the total solar eclipse is December 14th. That's when the total solar eclipse will occur. But this one's an annular. It's called annular because the moon is too far away from the Earth, and so it's too small to cover up the whole sun. But it's an eclipse, solar eclipse nonetheless. On Father's Day, halfway between the two eclipses on the New World, as this one's going to be on the Old World, and as the Jews should be going, this is it, we're going to be saved, it's not Trump after all. Yeah. So let's go over Holland anyway, as we'll give him a memorial service, Mormon style, because I'm not technically ex-Mormon, I'm ex-Mormon in my heart. I was never excommunicated. I never signed papers because I didn't want to meet the bishop. I have to have an interview with Bishop Hammond if I was going to leave the church. Hell no. I can do what my neighbor did, who got pissed that I found her. She wrote a scathing letter. Whew. And the bishop wouldn't even let me read it. And gave it to the missionaries when they stopped by, because when I found her, I reported it, hey, we found her, and she got the full court press, and she got spooked and furious. Yeah, so I didn't do that either. I've been using YouTube to share my feelings and testimony feelings, because they're not testimonies if they're just feelings. So yes, I'm still technically a Mormon, because the stake president said, I don't see any reason why to excommunicate you. Yeah. No kidding. But, yeah. Alright, so yeah, they had no problem excommunicating a bishop for his YouTube channel or Facebook or wherever he posted his thing. He took down a whole family with him. Alright, so we need Elder Jeffrey Holland. Okay. They wait a whole week. I just filed. Go to my videos. I did the video readings of those filings for you. So go to the playlist on the filings, and then you'll have to go down to the bottom of the playlist But they're now announcing a week later, and we don't know when, because they're not saying when he went to the hospital. But go listen to my readings. That's where I expose to the federal courthouse, which is now on the official docket, that the clerks panicked and did the filing correctly for once. And then the church went into silence all last week. And I was like, oh, really? And so now all of a sudden Holland is sick. Did Holland not know that the inverted pentagram means you're of the Church of Lucifer? You're a prophet, an apostle of the Lucifer. Well done. I mean, did that shock him into sickness? I want to know. Did he say, maybe we should consent to Travis's demands? And they had him murdered? There were already talks about Scott. And then I heard somebody else was saying about one of the other one, not Packer, Perry, that he also was murdered. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's what you would expect in the Church of Lucifer, is that you would have disputes settled with murder. Not from God's true church, no. But Lucifer's? Oh, hell yeah. You don't agree with me? We don't have to be on 5th Avenue. And nobody's going to stop them. And so, yeah, did he... We don't know. They won't tell us. Because 20 hours ago was the latest that was reported. Deseret News, of course, probably got the breaking news, because it's the church-run news, so it's not really news. But, yeah, if you don't know his past, you'd think, well, no, they wouldn't have murdered him. He's lying for the Lord. In fact, there's an ex-Mormon video titled Lying for the Lord. Okay, this one's finished. Let's get this processed. Somebody's here. It's Percy. He needs to go away. Go be with your daughter. Alright, let's go to YouTube. And then Lying for the Lord. Ooh, part 1. Oh, no, this is mine just drew Cook is Lying for the Lord. But here's Lying for the Lord from the Ex-Mormon Foundation, part 1. But here, Elder Holland, the new face of Lying for the Lord. He did that 1 year ago. That was with his scandal at the BYU Maxwell Institute. But he also did a Harvard talk as well, and it was recorded, and he got busted. There's a whole bunch of lying for the Lords. And the Ex-Mormon Foundation goes into part 5. Hazy teachings. Yeah, I'm going to trust you. Okay. Yeah, that's... Okay. I can't see Harvard. I probably have to type in Holland and Harvard. But yeah, he was in that BYU Maxwell Institute talk. He was promoting faithful rhetoric over facts and truth. So, yay. Holland, Harvard. Jeffrey R. Holland, question and answer at Harvard University. Elder Jeffrey R. Holland speaks at Harvard Law School back in 2012. This was 8 years ago. And so here finally got put on Mormon Leaks 3 years ago. Mormon apostle caught lying to Harvard students. This is a great mashup of recently leaked videos of closed-door meeting between the LDS top brass and Senator Gordon Smith. And then ... so there's more to it. And so, yeah, Holland and Harvard. There's a number of videos. Captain Moroni did a version of it. It's the exact same amount of time. Did you just upload COG33 dog? You must have, because my COG33 dog was 8 years ago, yours was 1 year ago, and it's the exact amount of time, so it's the exact same video. Ooh, he was on BBC. Ooh, that was 2 years ago. Because that's the one where Oakes was also interviewed. It's wrong to criticize the brethren, even when the criticism is correct. Or true. I think he must have said true. Or, I don't know. It's been a while since I've used that in my video clips. And it also has Elder Holland, the new face of lying for the Lord. That's also on there. So yeah, thinker of thoughts. And all he's good for is putting these clips out. He does not know Mormon doctrine. He thinks he does. He's thinking of thoughts about Mormon doctrine. But no. I'm sorry. He's been deceived just like all other Mormons have been deceived about Mormonism. And he left, and he's criticizing the church. Good for him. But I'm sorry, thinker. You don't know Mormonism. And you got fooled by the church into thinking that Joseph Smith was the one who started it all. That's their trap. Joseph Smith was murdered so that they could take over. So when you have that in perspective, everything else falls into line. All of the hearsay claims. Oh, Joseph raped me. Oh, Joseph was secretly doing this. Joseph was, that was his doctrine. Oh, this revelation was in 1832. It just wasn't released, and he didn't die by the sword. Don't listen to all that crap. That's just what they did as a campaign to smear Joseph to justify what they did. Nothing but sickness and Elder Holland. All right, so let's find Holland. Wikipedia. He was St. George, so that disqualifies him from being the man like Moses. He married Patricia Holland, so he married his sister. Obviously not. But you're supposed to put the maiden name in there, guys. Come on. Alright. So yeah, he looks like an Italian gangster. He does. Look at the picture. Wikipedia. And all the slick back, dark hair, the suit. He's Italian, isn't he? Early life and education. Worked as a newspaper carrier. Convert. He was a convert to the church? Oh no, his father. Okay. Alrighty. His father, Frank. Okay. Served a mission in England with Mary N.D. Hanks as his mission president, general authority. He and Elder Cook were missionary companions. Oh, yeah, that's great to find out. They're just putting people in that they're friends with, their family with. God. The nepotism in the top leadership. My hell. He graduated from Dixie High School. Sieg Heil of the Confederates. Uh-oh. So there's a Dixie High School as well. Gotta change the name, guys. The times they are a-changin'. Oh, dear God. You guys just make this too easy for me. And Brigham Young University, I did that video clip this morning. Gotta change the name. Can't be Brigham Young anymore. Brigham Young is an evil man. Racist. Alright, so they're not saying where he's from. Where his parents are from. Because that's what I want to find out. Is if he is Italian. He looks like a duck, he talks like a duck, so he must be Italian. And he went to Yale. So why was he at Harvard? You don't go to Harvard if you graduated Yale. What were you doing there? Huh. Alrighty. Institute of Religion teacher. Oh man. Became the institute director. The institute director told me in his subtle way to go kill myself when I went to apply to be a seminary teacher. Do you know how he told me? How that subtlety? You know, they're in need of military parishioners out there in Afghanistan or wherever we were at the time. I think we were in Afghanistan at the time. And yeah, he told me to go enlist in the military to go serve as a LDS preacher out there. He was telling me to go kill myself. A bird. Beep, 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 beep. Yep, and so that's how he got in connection, because Oakes was involved with the Commissioner of Education position and was there with the Board of Trustees of Hinckley. So yeah, they just... sickening. They don't care about the requirements for elevation, being righteous. It's just about who you know. So he founded the BYU Jerusalem Center. I'm telling you, Mormons, why is there no war in Jerusalem? You're still waiting for it, aren't you? All the signs have happened. Nothing in Jerusalem. Huh. But here in America, we've got war. Huh. What's going on? Okay. So, yeah, nothing. Alright, so he's now fourth in line, and he'll be gone. And so, I have to pull up the picture. I will be inserting this picture if I remember. Should be there and there. This came from a Mormon trusted site. Oh, yay, the church is true. Here's how they rank. So I got this from their site. And I don't know what it is, because it's saying YouTube. It's just the way it's done on Google. Alright, so seniority, obviously Nelson is first, Oakes, Ballard, and then Holland. So he was fourth in line, third in line for succession, but he's going to die first, it looks like. And so Irene will take his place. And then we'll have replacements if Judge Oberg refuses to do anything, clear until the next conference. We have a long wait. And so they'll just wait for the last week when they'll start doing interviews. And so whoever is with them during this crisis will most likely be appointed. We can look at the 70. LDS 70 presidency. Most likely from the presidency. Leaders, here we go. We will go home. Elder Whitney Clayton is the senior one. So he's long overdue to be put in. Patrick Kiernan, and he's, yes, from Ireland. Carl B. Cook. I'm sure there's no relation, right? So he's a top-ranking candidate to have another Cook in there. Robert C. Gay, well, they're anti-gay, so he's not going to make it. And Terrence Vinson, don't know anything about him. He's fairly new to the 70. I have a book on the 70. He's not listed in that book. They've stopped printing those books, the almanacs. But Jose Texera, and I'm sure it's not Tex, because Spanish does something weird with the X's, I believe. I recognize him. So they elevated him to the presidency just in the nick of time, didn't they? Because regular 70s, once they hit 70 years of age, unless they're billionaires like the Huntsman, John Huntsman Sr., he got to keep being a 70 forever because he was paying mightily to the church. So they rewarded him by keeping him in the position. But otherwise, the regular guys, bye. And sometimes they'll do the emeritus status, but only if they're poor, so they can keep getting assistance from the church if they gave up everything to become a 70. But once you get the 70 presidency, there is 75 I've seen. Or otherwise they'll get moved into temple president positions or presidents of BYU as a result. They'll go on to do other things, still being 70, but going beyond 70 years of age. And then, apostle, you're a made man, as the criminal organizations say. You're in there for life. And then the other one, who is supposed to be the president of the 70, they've not done it that way, is Elder Carlos A. Godoy. So, yeah. Who would be the one? No black guys in there. There is a gay guy. Maybe they'll say, hey, we put in a gay into the apostles. See, we're gay friendly. No. 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 Doesn't count. No. I'm sorry, but there's no way in hell they're going to let a black in the apostleship, despite their righteousness. But if they're righteous, why are they still in the church? Seriously? Come on, people, spread the word. The inverted pentagram of Isaiah. It's there on the keystones. That means it's the foundation principle of the Mormon Church. Luciferian doctrine. Luciferian ordinances. Luciferian covenants of the temple. It's all Lucifers. Because that's what the symbol means. And who made all of it up? Brigham Young. Joseph Smith only had washing and anointings. Brigham Young, who did the whole endowment ceremony with the passion plays and all that. Creation, garden, terrestrial, telestial worlds. It was all Brigham Young. And it changed. They used to have Mormon girls frolicking around naked. They had speaking parts, so they were not sexist after all. I'm gonna get so many thumbs down on this video. If Mormons endure to the end. So, yeah, that's the what's next if Holland, well, when Holland goes bye-bye. As most likely one of these guys. Whitney has been waiting a long time. So we'll see. He may not be cooperating, and that's why he's having to wait. Because he was passed up during the three chosen, after the three in the tetrad that died. So, yeah. So many thumbs down.